Greetings, YouTube. In less than 24 hours, there were 2 mass shootings in America. No other industrialized nation on the planet has this problem. Just America. This is the only place that happens. Mass shooting after mass shooting. And in almost every single case, the shooter is an angry white man. Both cases here were angry white men. And the one in El Paso was specifically targeting Mexican people, Hispanic people. The shooter left behind a racist screed and a manifesto talking about this, and went to the most popular Walmart with people from Mexico, and 6 of the people that were killed by him, murdered in the street, were Mexicans. He got what he wanted. He wanted to murder Mexicans, Hispanic people, and he did. 20 of them. This is an act of white nationalist terrorism, and we need to treat it as such. We also need to use it as a clarion call for firearm regulations, which we desperately need in America. We need universal background checks. We need to eliminate semi-automatic firearms. They were designed for war, and no American anywhere has a need to own them. I don't give a shit how much you want to go plinking. I don't care how scared you are and feel that you need that 14 round capacity clip magazine in your Glock. I don't care. What I do care about is the fact that people using semi-automatic firearms are gunning people down in the street. And the people doing the shooting are angry white men. The greatest danger in America right now are angry white men. We can't solve this problem with border walls. We can't solve this by having lists of countries that people can't come from because they're Muslim. We can't solve this by any of those means. But we can solve it if we restrict firearms and we start treating angry white men as suspected terrorists, which in America is sadly often what they become, radicalized by places like 8chan, Stormfront, funneled there through biased propaganda from places like Fox News and Breitbart. And their ringleader is the shit-gibbon himself, the President of the United States of America. Charles Manson was found guilty of murder. He killed no one. He didn't even directly order anyone to be killed. He just created a racist narrative of doomsday apocalyptic nature that convinced his followers that they needed to do something to please him. So they did. And they murdered a bunch of people. And he was found guilty. And he was sent to prison for the rest of his life. I want the President of the United States of America charged with 20 counts of murder from the El Paso shooting. I want an indictment against him. I want him brought to trial. And I definitely want to see him spend the rest of his life rotting in prison, which is where he belongs. He wanted this. This was his goal. All along, he wanted to create an atmosphere where his followers, where his red caps, would go forth and kill in his name. And now they have, directly targeting the same people he's targeting, including women of color in Congress, some of who happen to be Hispanic. His rhetoric has to end. And we, the people, have to rise up and tell him no. I want to go beyond impeachment. Fuck impeachment. I want him charged with murder. We're past impeachment, folks. He's the ringleader of white nationalist terrorists. He is the white nationalist bin Laden, and it's time we take him down. I don't see any other solution. Because until we shut him up, this is going to keep happening. He's going to keep spewing rhetoric and hate and racism through his tweets and through his speeches and through his campaign trumping. And he's just going to continue to fuel the fire of hatred in this nation. So we need to get rid of him. And I think having him spend the rest of his life in prison is the best possible result.